Halloween candy and wine pairing. Here we have a tasting panel. We've got artists, musicians, office administrators, a somm, coffee roaster, security professional, and a writer. The wines themselves are all under $15. Our sparkling wine was substituted for champagne. Our fortified port style was substituted for a port from Portugal, but you can get the picture of how we did that. Here are our tasting notes. Aren't they beautiful? They're very cool. Okay, sparkling wine and caramel. So this was our first pairing. We felt that the two were self-canceling. The wine in itself was very lemony, very fresh, but with the caramel, it was almost a composting fruit, but it reduced both of them. The wine became less fruity, a little bit more bitter. 4 people said it was more soapy. One of our participants gave a score out of 10 for all of them. She gave this one a 4 out of 10. It says that, it causes the wine to lose its fruitiness. The caramel pretty much held its own, though. It was much more predominant and strong in flavor than the wine itself, and so it would just hold its own. And let's see, we're going to cut to video. Here we are. We've got... What I really love is some of the faces around the table. They're dry Riesling and Sour Patch candies. So I had a lot of hope for this one, but the Riesling was really quite dry, and the Sour Patch was very, very sour, but it had too much sweetness in it. It was better if you licked the powder off of the candy. But in general, it just raised the salinity level of the Riesling itself. A couple people said that it made it taste more watermelony, more tart, more dry, again, more salty, says another person. I'm just reading out of these tasting note sheets. That the lemony... Oh, we did bite a lemon when we tried it as well. And that made the Riesling taste sweeter and fruitier. It also kind of increased the slate... on the nose, so it became much more earthy, and so that was interesting. And here we are tasting it. Oh, Nathaniel's got crazy eyes. And
did it improve it?
All that's left is the bubbles. It's almost like there's no taste at all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it went tasteless
here we
and
are
just turned to fizz.
Chatting around the table.
Fizzy already.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's like you have rabies or something. So.
No, I don't feel the need to go chew on people's flesh.
Not that part of the rabies.
But way less acidic.
Huh.
Way less.
Does James love it?
I think I like it without it.
And that's the reaction. Yeah.
The candy too.
Oh, sorry. That's me there. I really had some trouble with that. Okay, a California oaked Chardonnay and candy corn. So this was very, very California, very, very intensely oaked wine. The only thing I could get out of it besides the oak was the honeydew flavor. And afterwards, the candy itself seemed less intense, but more buttery. Our out of 10 marker gave it a 7 out of 10, so yeah, that's not bad. The wine seemed more mellow. It maybe reduced the oakiness a little bit. Definitely reduced the honeydew. Some people said there wasn't much change, or that it increased the tartness of the wine, and the fruit had sort of a faded effect, so that honeydewness became lower, and just I felt like the oakiness maybe just got a bit bigger. Overall, people said that the salinity was much higher.
Roll off of me. Smells like that bad Christian band, Petra.
Petra's great.
I'm just joking.
Awesome.
They're good. They're good for their time.
Reminds me of
Actually, in their time, they're one of the better ones.
Yeah, I know they were actually.
Whoever said them might be just saying now.
Spicy?
Yeah.
I smell petrol as well.
Really?
Yay.
It's got gas on the mind.
Honeydew.
Oh, interesting.
And gasoline.
Wow. It's like ripe melons and something else. Some kind of
It's
funk
very
thing.
intense.
It's just like,
See if the candy corn is good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really notice much.
How do you say that? It expands.
The candy corn tastes better
Still
too.
good.
Elliot is so friggin' cute.
Turns
Still
out,
good.
the more Chardonnay you drink, the better candy corn tastes.
The candy corn tastes.
All right, so now we're at Pinot Noir and the Twizzlers. Before, people were experiencing the Pinot Noir as oaky, dry, a bit peppery, a lot of red fruit characteristics, except for one who said that it was gross. After, with the Twizzlers, they said medicinal, earthy, salty, and without exception that it was like a childhood cold medicine, like NyQuil. It... let's see, one word in here, rancid. Someone said it. The pairing was rancid. Our out of 10 marker gave it a -5 out of 10. And I think, the person who didn't like the Pinot Noir to start with said it was gross, and with the Twizzlers it was even grosser.
He is so enthralled by that red wine.
Ooh, shiny.
Is that what you wrote?
Moscato and Rockets. If you're watching from the US, you'll know these as Smarties. So here, before the Moscato is an extremely sweet wine. We've got a lot of watermelon, Jolly Rancher flavor, juice-like. Afterwards, we said the wine seemed less sweet because the Rockets are basically sugar and I don't know what else. That this was the best pairing yet. So W said, you are right when you say pair sweet wine with a sweet thing. We liked the Moscato better with the Rockets, that it seemed fuller and rounder. Our out of 10 marker gave it 9 out of 10. What we thought was really funny was that they foamed in your mouth. I guess there must be a base thing holding them together, and then with the acid in the wine, we get a foam.
Did you mix it?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Did it foam?
Foamed a little bit, yeah.
Foam.
You put
Yeah.
it in it?
No, put it in your mouth and
No.
it foams. We can try that later.
Okay.
Slightly, but mostly it makes this
Diet Coke and
taste
Swiss.
drier.
I like this
By
better.
comparison. Yeah, if you're gonna have a sweet one like this, have a Rocket first, and you'll like this one better.
Yeah, I like it. I would do it. That's not bad.
Tastes fuller and rounder and less like
Sugar water.
like a melted Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see this? So Smarties or what are these?
Rockets.
Rockets in the
This is
wine.
right of the package.
Fuzz. If you're in America.
Okay, so they didn't foam like crazy, not like, I don't know, pop, pop, fizz, fizz, but they're still pretty cool. Okay, the port-styled fortified wine and M&Ms. This was our best yet. This one did exceed the $15 mark. The port alone was, I'm calling it port, sorry, it's fortified wine done in the port style. Amber, honey, chocolate, cherry. It was lovely. It actually improved the M&Ms that we ate it with, but some people did disagree. A couple of our tasters said that it made the chocolate taste more like it was made in a laboratory. One said it tasted more artificial. Let's see. So the wine was less intense, so it took the intensity of the wine down, which wasn't necessarily a great thing. With the M&Ms, the chocolate port cherry notes seemed artificial or even medicinal.
Spirit of Halloween.
It makes the M&Ms taste like they made it a dark chocolate.
That's good. Yeah. Like
Actually, I
really dark cherry, yeah.
I haven't had it with the M&M yet.
Like a
but
bing
it
bing.
already kind of tastes like M&Ms.
Yeah, it does. I think it gets a little bit more custard.
Well, it was
We got our wreckage.
And then Lana came home, so she missed most of it, but she makes the best faces, so I had to put this in.
That I showed,
no.
to Caleb me. I showed Caleb.
That one is worse than
Where you just
the
like sing gibberish,
Which
and
was
then
that?
you
The
tag it
Sour
with
Patch
I'm
and
a
the
regular
Riesling?
guy.
That turned into something.
But for
So in conclusion, we have our sparkling wine and caramel was pretty okay. The Riesling sour candy was terrible. You just saw Lana with it there. Chardonnay and candy corn was okay. Pinot Noir and Twizzlers were the worst. Rosé Moscato and Rockets were okay, and they were fizzy, which was weird and awesome. Port style wine and M&Ms were pretty good. So there you go. I would say probably the port style wine and M&Ms were the one that worked pretty well. Chardonnay, candy corn, yeah. Yeah, definitely, if you want to experience every childhood sickness you've ever had, go for Pinot Noir and Twizzlers. Definitely horrible. All right. Thanks for playing along. Bye-bye.